Oliver Twist's story begins in a world devoid of warmth and compassion. Born in a workhouse, a place of bleakness and hardship, Oliver's life starts with the tragic loss of his mother. Left alone in a world that offered little comfort, he becomes an orphan, unloved and unwanted. The workhouse, with its cruel overseers and meager rations, becomes his only reality.
My early years were marked by constant hunger and neglect.
The workhouse officials, driven by greed and indifference, exploit the children entrusted to their care. Oliver, like the other orphans, suffers silently, yearning for a kind word or a gentle touch. He experiences the harsh realities of poverty and social injustice from his very first breath. Life in the workhouse continues its grim routine. Hunger gnaws at Oliver's stomach. The meagre portions of gruel, a thin, watery porridge, do little to satisfy his growing body. One evening, driven by desperation, Oliver dares to do the unthinkable.
Please, sir, I want some more.
This simple request, born out of pure hunger and desperation, is met with shock and anger. The workhouse officials, accustomed to the children's silent submission, are outraged by Oliver's audacity. He is labelled a troublemaker, a rebellious spirit, and marked for punishment. Little do they realise that his plea for more is not just about food, but a cry for basic human dignity and compassion. Oliver endures further mistreatment at the hands of the workhouse officials. Each day is a relentless struggle filled with harsh words and even harsher punishments. The overseers, with their stern faces and unforgiving eyes, seem to take a perverse pleasure in breaking the spirits of the young and vulnerable. Deemed a threat to their authority, they seek to break his spirit. They believe that by crushing his will, they can maintain their control and power. The workhouse is a place devoid of hope, where dreams are stifled and the future seems bleak. However, Oliver's spirit remains unbroken. Despite the constant barrage of cruelty, he holds on to a glimmer of hope. His resilience is a quiet rebellion against the oppressive environment that seeks to consume him. He yearns for a life beyond the workhouse walls, a life where kindness and compassion exist. The small window in his room becomes a portal to a world he can only imagine, a world where he is free from the chains of his current existence. Driven by this hope, he decides to escape the misery of his existence. The decision is not made lightly. It is born out of desperation and a deep-seated belief that there must be something better out there.
I must find a way out. A life where kindness and compassion exist. These words become his mantra, a source of strength that fuels his determination to break free.
Under the cover of darkness, Oliver flees the workhouse, embarking on a journey into the unknown. The night is his ally, concealing his escape from the watchful eyes of the overseers. He has no map, no money, and no one to guide him. The streets are unfamiliar and unwelcoming, but he presses on, driven by the hope that somewhere out there, a better life awaits. Yet, he is driven by a powerful force, the belief that a better life awaits him. This belief is his guiding star, leading him through the darkness and uncertainty. Oliver's escape is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a refusal to surrender to despair despite overwhelming adversity. Each step he takes is a step towards freedom, a step towards a future where he can finally be free from the chains of his past. His journey is fraught with challenges, but his unwavering determination and hope keep him moving forward. Oliver's story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can find the strength to rise above and seek a better life. London's underbelly, a twist of fate, a brush with the Artful Dodger. In the heart of the 19th century, the city of London was a sprawling metropolis, teeming with life and brimming with secrets. The cobblestone streets echoed with the footsteps of countless souls, each with their own story to tell. Among them was a young boy named Oliver, whose journey would soon intertwine with the city's most notorious pickpocket. Oliver's journey leads him to the bustling streets of London. The marketplace was alive with the chatter of vendors and the clinking of coins. The air was thick with the scent of fresh bread and the distant aroma of coal fires. Oliver, with his wide eyes and innocent heart, was both fascinated and overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the city. Exhausted and hungry, he wanders through the labyrinthine alleys, overwhelmed by the sights and sounds of the city. Every corner seemed to hold a new wonder or a hidden danger. The towering buildings cast long shadows, making the narrow streets feel even more confining. Oliver's stomach growled, a stark reminder of his dire situation.
I don't know where to go. Everything is so big and noisy. The world felt vast and unkind, and Oliver's small frame seemed to shrink even further under the weight of his uncertainty. His voice, barely a whisper, was lost in the cacophony of the bustling city.
It is here that he encounters the Artful Dodger, a charismatic young pickpocket who takes Oliver under his wing. The Dodger, with his quick wit and even quicker fingers, saw something in Oliver, a potential, a kindred spirit perhaps. With a sly grin, he extended a hand, offering not just guidance, but a lifeline.
Ah, Dodger, who's this you've brought along? The voice belonged to Fagin, a man whose appearance was as deceptive as his intentions. His eyes, sharp and calculating, took in Oliver with a mixture of curiosity and opportunity.
The Dodger, impressed by Oliver's innocence and naivety, introduces him to Fagin, a cunning old man who trains young boys in the art of thievery. Fagin's lair was a stark contrast to the bustling streets outside. It was a place of shadows and whispers, where the line between right and wrong was blurred. Here, Oliver was introduced to a world he had never imagined.
Are you my new family? Oliver's voice trembled with a mix of hope and fear. The concept of family was something he yearned for, a beacon of light in his otherwise dark world.
Oliver, unaware of their true intentions, believes he has found a family among these street urchins. The camaraderie they shared, the laughter and the stories, all felt genuine to him. It was a stark contrast to the loneliness he had known. He is drawn to their camaraderie and sense of belonging, oblivious to the dark path they're about to lead him down. The nights were filled with tales of adventure and the days with lessons in survival. Oliver, with his trusting nature, was slowly being molded into a tool for Fagin's schemes. Yet, in his heart, he believed he had found a place where he belonged, a twist of fate that had brought him to the Artful Dodger and his band of misfits. An uncorrupted soul, innocence amidst a den of thieves. In the heart of a bustling, crime-ridden city, a young boy named Oliver finds himself surrounded by a world he can barely comprehend. The streets are filled with the echoes of deceit and the shadows of those who have long abandoned their innocence. Oliver's time with Fagin's gang exposes him to a world of crime and deceit. Each day he watches as the gang members engage in acts of theft and trickery, their faces hardened by years of living on the edge. The young boy, with his wide eyes and pure heart, stands in stark contrast to the hardened criminals around him. He witnesses firsthand the harsh realities of life on the streets, where survival often depends on cunning and ruthlessness. The brawls, the desperate scrambles for food, and the constant threat of danger are a far cry from the world of innocence he once knew. Yet amidst this chaos, Oliver's spirit remains unbroken.
I don't like this. Why do they steal and fight? His voice trembles with confusion and fear, a stark reminder of the innocence that still lingers within him. The world around him is harsh and unforgiving, but Oliver's heart remains gentle and kind.
However, despite being surrounded by corruption, Oliver's innate goodness and innocence remain untainted. He clings to the values he was taught, the lessons of honesty and compassion that his mother instilled in him. Even in the darkest of times, he finds solace in the memories of a better world.
This isn't right. I can't be a part of this. His voice, though small, carries a weight of conviction that belies his years. Oliver knows that he cannot succumb to the darkness that surrounds him. He must find a way to escape, to hold onto the light within him.
He is repulsed by the acts of theft and violence that he is forced to witness. Each act of cruelty, each moment of deceit only strengthens his resolve to remain true to himself. Oliver's heart aches for a world where kindness and honesty prevail. His conscience pricks him, reminding him of the values of honesty and compassion that he still holds dear. The lessons of his past are a beacon of hope, guiding him through the darkness. Oliver knows that he must hold on to these values no matter the cost. Oliver's unwavering moral compass, even in the face of such adversity, highlights the inherent goodness that resides within him. His determination to stay true to his values, despite the overwhelming pressure to conform, is a testament to his strength of character. In a world where innocence is often lost, Oliver's spirit shines brightly, a beacon of hope and purity amidst the shadows. Oliver's actions speak louder than words. He helps those in need, offering a kind word or a helping hand whenever he can. His small acts of kindness ripple through the community, touching the hearts of those who have long forgotten what it means to be kind. Despite the darkness that surrounds him, Oliver dreams of a better future. He dreams of a world where honesty and compassion are not just ideals, but realities. His dreams give him the strength to keep going, to keep fighting for what he knows is right. Oliver's resilience is a testament to the power of the human spirit. No matter how many times he is knocked down, he gets back up, stronger and more determined than ever. His journey is a reminder that even in the darkest of times there is always hope. In the end, it is Oliver's unwavering spirit and unyielding kindness that set him apart. He brings light to those around him, reminding them of the goodness that still exists in the world. His story is a beacon of hope, a reminder that innocence and goodness can prevail even in the most unlikely of places.